Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 902. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway here at the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Today, the return of the much-loved feature Into an Interview, where we'll hear from JOE MARKERT of the wonderful Berkeley band Cure for Gravity, who will be celebrating my 902nd episode and playing me their new song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
For the first time, yes. It will be the first time it's heard anywhere on the internet or the universe for that matter, and that's not wrong.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We also hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere, the engineer. Out of the kindness of my heart and my love for radio, I hosted for 6 months a morning show for absolutely free, which is ridiculous. I know. This past weekend, they had to let me go. I guess I had to be a prima donna and put my foot down and say, hey,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
this seems to me to be kind of a lot of work that I'm doing for absolutely free.
Mike's
There's another internet
Daily
radio station
Podcast.
I do a show for,
Yeah.
but they make it exceedingly easy to do. In a perfect world, DJs would never have to work for free, would always be paid no matter if it was for an internet radio station or for an upstart or whatever, but somewhere along the line, things went from bad to worse for radio people. So if you run a radio station and have DJs do shows for you for free, then do me a favor and treat your DJs with a ton of respect, since you're not giving them any money. You're not giving them any coin. You know, you're already using people with what you do. You got to make up for your impending crappy karma somehow. That's all I have to say about that. And now this little segment.
Mike's Scavenger Hunt.
This is a cultural scavenger hunt. Here are some bizarre things that I have found scattered around in a scavenger hunt sort of fashion. Maybe these all mean something. First off, KFC in the Philippines has unveiled a pizza with a chicken fried crust. It's dubbed the Chitza. This is absolutely true, according to Time magazine. You may have heard that some McDonald's customers have been complaining that the Minions toys in their kids' Happy Meals sounded like they were cursing. Maybe that's why that movie was number one in the box office. Also, for 2 of its upcoming movies, Paramount is going to be shortening the theater to DVD wait time. Typically, it's more than 4 months, and they're shortening it down to just 2 weeks. What? Where did the time go? 2 weeks will be... 4 months will be like 2 weeks. After the number of theaters they're playing in dwindles to... What? The number of theaters that the movies are playing in is going to dwindle down to lower than 300? Is that right? Dang. And now I see where this scavenger hunt is ending up at. Selfies. Because Kim Kardashian's wax replica at Madame Tussauds is her... Madame Tussauds is her taking a selfie with a functioning camera that visitors can pose with. That's Madame Tussauds in Vegas, isn't it? So yeah, you get your picture taken with Kim Kardashian. You get to see the size of her bust, as it were, like in real time, and then you get you take a picture together. Only she's fake. Who knows? Maybe those parts of her are fake as well in real life. And then finally, since this has to do with selfies, Russian authorities had to make a guide for taking selfies safely after a number of selfie-related injuries happened in Russia. That was an interesting scavenger hunt through today's culture. Thank you, Time magazine. We're done with that. Oh, look who just walked in.
Hello, Mike Matthews and Chely. Real hard to give shout out. Supervisor. Oh my god, I can't believe that you did a radio station for free.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, there was like... The guy played a lot of popular stuff that I don't typically listen to, like Wiz Khalifa and Usher and whatnot. But what not to do is do a radio show for free for a guy that takes advantage of you and uses you. I mean, I put a lot of effort into that, Chely.
I know, Mike Matthews.
But you guys did get a lot of free publicity.
I think we were on your radio station a lot.
Yeah, got absolutely no response from it, but yeah, you were on quite a bit. It was very nice of them to have you on. But it was kind of weird because, well, I had mentioned on this show in the past that I would do a show for this radio station and it would get deleted. And then I was told by the owner that, no, I didn't do that on purpose. It was an accident. It just happened. I'm like, okay, I understand that. But then it happened over and over again. And then I just started to realize I am spending more time on this show than on this podcast. Wait, I said that sentence weird. What are you talking about, Mike? Are you talking about the show for the radio station or the podcast?
I know, Mike Matthews, I'm really confused.
Well, I meant, yeah. At any rate, it was just I have a job now in the morning, and the guy would not put in the logs. That we call them logs. That's basically all the music is already pre-picked, and so then he would tell me he put the music all there like at 11 p.m. and then he'd say, okay, and you can move stuff around. So I'd start to move stuff around, and then I'm like, okay, I'm moving stuff around, and then I'd record my little parts, and then I'd realize, oh wait, these songs don't allow you to talk up the intro, as we say, the little spot on the song before the vocals start. There's a little instrumental part. That's called talking up the intro. When you talk up that, DJs do that all the time. It sounds very radio. A lot of listeners are annoyed by it, but the radio people love to do it. So here I am. I'm trying to do that, and I cannot do it because he doesn't have it set. So I figured out how you're supposed to set the intros. So I set the intros for this guy for like all these songs. Did all this completely for free. So I feel like I invested a lot of time in it, but anyway, it's better off because I'm worn out, Chely.
I know, Mike Matthews, you look so tired, and those bags on your eyes are like huge.
I know. Gosh, I look like these things. Santa could be pulling one of these bags under my eyes.
Are you saying that it's like full of toys?
Yes, the bags under my eyes are full of toys. Look who else just walked in. Hello, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, it's about time you came to your senses and stopped doing radio stations for free. Well, it's not, I'm doing one other show on another radio station for free on the internet, but this station has way more listeners around the world, and well, this radio station is really easy to work for. So, and I want to devote more time to that and to this podcast and to living life, because quite frankly, I haven't lived life lately, and I think my life has suffered. Yes, Mike, you don't want to suffer. Mike, it's important that you do the things that are important in life.
Yeah, Mike Matthews. Remember that, you need to take time for yourself.
Exactly. So, I would just like to conclude by saying, today we've got JOE MARKERT. Yay! A's traveling via automobile. We heard last show how that all got set, how we settled on that, set that up. And of course, he's with the band Cure for Gravity, so that's going to be awesome to talk to him. And that's coming up now. Just want to remind you that we are on the internet at mikesdailypodcast.com. If you have not gone to that website yet, you can find all the past podcast pictures as well as the blog and the past interviews that I've done. They're all there. And if you'd like to email the show, it's very simple. Or if you want to comment on the show, the email is mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. You can comment and reply to the tweets that we do. We're at Mike Talks on Twitter and on Facebook at facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. And then there is also the links to where to listen to us in iTunes. You can find that at mikesdailypodcast.com. You can comment on the show. If you rate the show, more people find out about us and we don't languish in obscurity. We're also on the YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, Player FM, and Ameristream Live. And you can also find us on Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr. Links to all those places that you can find us are at mikesdailypodcast.com. If you want to help support the show through our PayPal and become an inglorious Mike's Daily podcaster and have an MP3 for thee done for you from all the podcast players, all the Cafe Anyway characters, you can do that. You can find that link at mikesdailypodcast.com. And if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go through the link at mikesdailypodcast.com first, and that helps us out. And when you're buying whatever it is you're buying on Amazon, you help us out by going through that link. Just want to say there is a story about Amazon and another story about those rash of strange lasering pilots in the air in New York and New Jersey. There's a story that I did not get to play on the radio station that I was on in Connecticut because they took me off before the stories played. So if you want to hear those stories, if you go to the effizode 899, there's a secret spot at mikesdailypodcast.com right under the podcast picture that you see for episode 899. There's a little play button, and if you play on that, you hear those stories. It's fascinating. It's right there at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now, into an interview with Joe Markert of the band Cure for Gravity.
Into an interview.
Hello?
Joe, it's Mike. Mike from Mike's.
What up?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you as if you're calling from a distant galaxy.
Oh, really? Like I'm super far away?
We're so far away from each other.
We are, that's true. You're like,
It is true.
let me, here, how about now? A little bit better?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, you were just kidding! Are you driving on your way to Colorado right now?
Yes, sir. We are somewhere outside of Elko, Nevada, in a rainstorm.
Oh, wow. Is it beautiful?
It actually has been beautiful, man. It's been gorgeous out here. Like a lot of the, old seabed, salt flat stuff, and we've had some amazing clouds you just don't see back home. And the rain stuff isn't as exciting, but a lot of wind out here on these flat stretches of highway. So pushing the band van around quite a bit.
Now, so you're driving the band van?
Well, it's a rented band van, so it's ours for a week.
Oh, fun! So if the band is a rockin', don't come knocking.
Don't come a knocking.
Cause Joe's having some fun.
That's
Yeah.
right. By myself.
Well, this is awesome. I wanted.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, what? No, that's not good.
What?
That's
not.
I doubt you're by yourself.
No, well, there are three of us.
Who's in the van with you? The band?
So we got Chris here on drums, except he's driving. We got Dave on guitar, and he actually is on guitar. He's playing in the backseat as we speak.
No kidding.
And I'm here talking to you, man.
Oh, okay. Then that would be 3 guys in a van making it rock.
That's right. 3 guys rocking a van on the way to Greeley, Colorado.
And why this particular destination?
Why this particular destination? Because there's this really cool theater there called the Moxie, and we were invited to come play, and it's a college town. We just learned this last week. That's how out of it we are. But so we got invited to play there. It's a college town with the Underground Music Showcase going on. It's really close to Denver. So, they were looking to have some shows with some UMS bands so they could get some spillover from the big event in Denver. And this is a great chance for us to get in a really cool venue with some other great local bands, A Zebra and Bach Hotel and some others, and get a chance to get in front of a new audience.
And I think the last time I saw you play was at the Awaken Cafe.
In Oaktown, yes, sir.
Oh,
that's a good venue, man. We love that space.
That was nice, and you guys sounded great. And you're working on a new thing, right?
Yes.
You have some.
We are, as a matter of fact, we are almost done with it. We have in our possession here in the band van a copy of the CD with the order of the songs and the all of the tracking the way we want it. And we're listening to that while on tour so that when we get back, we can, if we like the order, which I think we do, we're going to master it and it will officially be done.
So it's being road tested.
Yes, you could say we are road testing it. That's right. I like that. Road testing it with some very high-end only speakers.
In the band van.
In the band van.
Do you have a name for this album yet?
You know, we don't officially have a final name, so I don't think it would be fair for me to make any statements without talking to the fellas.
Okay.
We had a name, which was going to be one of the closing tracks, but then we're not sure that the artwork really fits with the closing track title. So we might go with something else, and I think we better figure that out while we're on the road in the next 5 days.
You're having an intense...
Chris has a suggestion. He thinks synonym toast.
Synonym toast. That's so Chris.
It's so Chris. It's true.
He has some interesting ideas, Chris does. But
Yes, he does.
I like synonym toast. It's tough to say,
I like
though.
synonyms.
Synonym.
Antonyms are fun, too.
That's right. Antonym Scalia is not so fun.
Antonym Scalia, no. No, he's not.
We don't like him, but that's all
No.
right. Have you heard my
He's opinionated.
Have you heard my Antonym Scalia impression? I can't even say his name.
No, I have not. I would like, please proceed.
Joe, this is Antonym Scalia, and I'm very, very tired all the time, and I'm a New Yorker. That's it, basically.
That's perfect. That's perfect. If he's ever not available, they can just call you to phone in his press conference.
I live in the 1950s all the time. All the time. I judge things like I'm in the 1950s.
Oh, hey, would you like to hear my impersonation of Honorable Judge Clarence Thomas?
Oh my gosh! I didn't know you did impressions. All right, yeah, please.
You ready?
Yeah.
Here it goes. Ready? And I'm going to go right now.
That was great! That was really good.
I mean, you know, he doesn't say a whole lot. You get
No. He learned his lesson after that trial where they caught him, whatever that was that he did with that other woman. That wasn't his wife.
Yeah, that's that's right.
That whole thing. That whole thing. Yeah. In the 90s.
Yeah.
It was like a big trial.
There was a big trial because he kind of was, you know, getting in trouble, doing things he shouldn't have done, kind of like Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I didn't see the parallel. Thank you. We need to do a political podcast.
I don't know if he was roofing people or not. I don't think it's fair to say Clarence Thomas was using roofies, but
I think there's a Cure for Gravity song there somewhere.
I think there might be. We're going to come up with some lyrics for that. Dave's got the guitar out. We'll write something as soon as we're done.
And where did the name Cure for Gravity come from? I don't think I asked you that when I interviewed you back late last year.
No, so, well, actually, it's kind of silly. It was, so in my previous band, it was a title that I had come up with for an album. And I really liked the name a whole lot. But the album, when we finished it, it didn't quite live up to my expectations. There were some songs that didn't get on there because we ran out of time. And so I didn't want to waste the name because I really liked it. I wanted to save it until we got it just right. And then that never happened. When I started putting this band together, I needed a name, and I had that one written down, and I was like, you know what? Let's use that for the band instead of an album. So it has a little history to it.
Ah, okay. Okay, that's cool. It was going to be something, and now you've repurposed it. And it was. I mean, we like the idea of this curing something for which there is no cure, really. You know, kind of this conundrum. I like that. I mean, I guess there is a cure. I mean, I suppose you could have a rocket. You could conquer gravity. True.
you could have a really big friend of yours throw you, and you would conquer gravity for a short time.
Yeah.
If you owned the General Lee, you could jump it and cure gravity for a short time.
As long as they
That's
took
right.
the flag off of it. All right, hey, so, I think, didn't we do, when I interviewed you last time, I think that was the first time you ever did a podcast.
Yes, it was the first time that we had. It was our first interview period for Cure for Gravity.
Oh my gosh! And I did the iPhone. I interviewed you guys with the iPhone. That was fun.
Yes, you did, and we didn't even get paid by Apple for it. I mean,
no, jeez,
they reneged on their deal.
I know, and I have to pay a stupid, huge Sprint bill. Thanks, Steve Jobs. Oh wait, he's dead. The Tim Cook. Thank you, Tim Cook.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Cook.
Hey,
now we got Apple Music.
Are
you on Apple Music yet?
I don't have any music. Are you guys on Apple Music?
We were just saying we better sign up now before they start charging.
Oh, see, maybe I should. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna tweak my phone, make it all weird. Oh, and I have an old phone. I have an iPhone 4, so I don't know if that's gonna even work on there.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll make sure Apple Music doesn't work on the iPhone 4 or below, so you'll have to get a new phone.
Oh,
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the song.
So I mean, we're almost done with the whole album. This is Black Metal, which is going to be the official first single. We're actually going to start shooting a video for this one in September, and we're just really excited about it. And this is a final mix. Now, this hasn't been mastered yet, which is the final process. So you're getting a sneak peek.
Cool, we get a sneak peek of it right now. It's black metallic. By the way,
Black metal. It's black metal, mate.
Oh,
Not metallic. Just metal. We couldn't afford the extra spray for the metallic finish.
Do you know Black Metallic is a song by Catherine Wheel that I loved in the early 90s?
I love that song.
Thank you.
We're going to add that to our list of cover songs we need to do. Dave, Black Metallic by Catherine Wheel.
It's the color of your skin. Your skin is black metallic. Oh, I love that song. I love how, it goes into that part in the middle where it's just the bass and you hear the guitar doing these harmonics and stuff, and it's just do, and the drums just hitting the tom-toms or whatever, it's do. And then it goes back into the chorus again. And whenever it does that, I rip the knob off the freaking device that I'm listening to, full volume. I drive off the road. I kill a couple chickens. It's great!
And you and Thelma right off the cliff.
Yeah, I love that song. But no, Black Metal is your song.
Black Metal.
What was the name? How did the name Black Metal come to you?
Actually, it's funny enough that imagery came to me. This idea, the song is kind of dark, and the black metal kind of came to me just as an image. This was a flavor even before we had finished writing the lyrics. And then I just kind of felt it's something hard, it's cold, it's like a pistol, it's dark. And then I ripped off the Catherine Wheel song.
No, but this is different. I mean, you got this kind of thing going on. It's pretty cool, the drums, and I dance to it.
I like that you dance to it. Not a lot of people dance to it. Most people mosh to it.
Oh, okay. Basil the Boxer and I will
it's hard to
mosh.
You can't mosh by yourself.
No, I'll mosh with my dog. Wait, that sounds weird.
Can you mosh with the voices in your head?
Yeah, I'll mosh with, with Floyd the Floorman and John Deere the Engineer.
There we go. I love John Deere the Engineer.
Do you?
Bring him to the next show.
He's here right now. He wanted to say hi.
John, what up?
Hey, Joe, it's me. Actually, no, it's Antonin Scalia. Just kidding. How are you? Have a great show today.
Hey, Clarence Thomas wanted to say something.
Hey, I can't wait till Are you going to do another Christmas party this year?
Absolutely, man. We got to do one every year.
That was
It's the
fun.
way it's the one way we force people to come listen to us.
And and that's how I met Mulleret.
Yes, and they're working on a new album too. Shh, I didn't tell you that.
Oh, shh. Oh my gosh. That was so great to see them perform with you guys at Awaken Cafe. And that's when I met, what's her name? Saris. Angeline Saris, the bass.
Angeline, yeah. That's right. You did an interview with her, no?
Yeah. That, oddly enough, is one of the most played interviews because, I have it up on YouTube. For some reason, a lot of people wanted to listen to it on YouTube.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, she is a phenomenal bassist, and obviously has got a pretty high profile as a bass player. So, see that? I mean, Deparella, come on.
So you're surrounded. Whenever you do a show, it seems like there's billions of beautiful women around you.
I wish that were true, but it's growing. I think we're working on those numbers. The ratio is ever increasing in the right direction.
And that's how it will be in Colorado tonight.
Tomorrow night in Greeley. Tonight it's us and a Sizzler in Salt Lake City.
Oh, now you're going to be in Utah tonight. Okay. And,
that's right.
And the podcast picture has a picture that your tour picture that you have. With all the dates
exactly.
on it.
And that was actually taken last year on our way back from Denver.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh. And that's...
Yeah, my ego is so big that I only have to have pictures of myself, and I can't have any of the other band members in any of our marketing material.
But there's a woman in the picture.
I know, it's mysterious, isn't it?
Okay. I don't know.
Her identity will forever remain a mystery.
This is wonderful. I'm getting to the bottom of nothing on this show, and I want to thank you. But
anytime I can help you get to the bottom of nothing, give me a call.
Well, thank you for being on the 902nd episode. We've done over 900 episodes now, and it's great that I'm glad you've been on twice. Actually,
we're honored, and all the guys here wanted to give you a quick shout.
Oh wow! I get a quick shout.
Go the mic, all right.
So that was Dave and Chris going woo. Awesome.
Yes.
A
recording of them going woo. I'm actually in a closet somewhere in the middle of Nevada.
This sounds so Breaking Bad, the way you described that.
Yeah. Cooking some. I mean, we're gonna have lunch.
Well, say hi to
Mike.
Dave Wolcott and Chris Gamper. I wish I was there. I'm there in spirit.
We know you are, man. We will put a picture of you on the front of the stage.
And oh God, don't do that. That's scare people away. But no, here's black metal. It's Cure for Gravity on Mike's Daily Podcast. That is Black Metal by Cure for Gravity with JOE MARKERT. Hopefully you enjoyed that bit of... I like that. I like the beat behind that song. It's very cool. Did I mention that? I think I may have. But you know what? Let's go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast. Somewhere in Podcastro Valley at Cafe Anyway.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast picture is of the band Cure for Gravity with JOE MARKERT.
Mike Matthews, that's really awesome that they play together in unison, cohesively.
It is, cohesively. Mike, I don't know what that means. It's like I've explained to you before, Floyd. It's when something attaches to something else. Kind of like when we hug? Yes, kind of like that. Oh, you guys. You guys are so sweet, talking about hugging. You know, they say that if you hug someone, it helps reduce your stress level by an incredible amount. And they actually did a study and found that people that hugged were they actually lived longer, except for the little kids that were hugged by their Aunt Molly's. And Aunt Molly is like as big as a refrigerator, and she hugs the kid. It's squeezing really hard, and that kills the kid. They immediately just explode. And you know, not in a flurry of body parts, but just sort of explode in a puff of smoke. Kind of like that thing. Sometimes the kids, they explode and turn into money. Kind of like that Pilgrim movie. Scott Pilgrim Saves the World or whatever.
Mike Matthews, that was with that guy Michael Cera.
It was, indeed. So while we were doing all this, I got an email. I was talking about all these issues that I was having with the other station I do for free, where wait. All right, I've confused myself again. The station that I do for free still, I talked to that guy about how I was having issues with the other station that I just got let go from this past weekend. And that the guy at the station that does it professionally, except they don't pay us, but he said something to the effect of, yeah, you know, you guys are contributing your time. The least I can do is make it as easy as possible for you. And that's exactly what I was saying at the beginning of the show. So there you go. Well, Mike, it was sort of like foreshadowing at the beginning of the show, but you didn't know it. Exactly, Floyd. Because why? Because I'm Floyd the Floorman. Uh-huh. All right. Effizode 902. Can you believe it? Wow. We're well on our way to 1,000. Just gotta hang in there. All these wonderful effizodes. Well, the next effizode, we are going to bring back the return of the much-loved segment called Wow Shuts Wow, where we find out about a very odd activity that has become increasingly popular at college campuses. What? Something odd is done at a college campus? Yes. We find out what it is. Plus, we hear from Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, and the brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!